Renegades fighting hard. They are a little bit behind Power right now in the points, and obviously behind KCP if they lose here. So very tense for them. Very tense for Power. They were so disappointed after not making it to LA. They don't want to ever see it again, and they may not. Amphis takes the first goal.
That's 5 seconds in. Power, yet again, kickoff from Merchants. Siege was just awkward, expecting a touch there or whatever. Unfortunately for them, it just does not work out. Sometimes when you do not make an achievement, it only prepares
the play, but it's well saved out by Power. They know what Renegades like to do on that 0-second mark with the infield pass, and they will shut it down. Power take game 1.
Renegades, they seemed like they were taking all the pressure on the side of Power. Ooh, ooh, oh.
Well, Power showing that after the last series, they are not going to take any prisoners. This should be a goal as well, but CJ somehow fought off 2.
He's not aggressive, he's defensive in that instance. Torch was still the tap down. Oh my goodness, Renegades, what's going on? That's a dreadful touch.
I mean, that's just a yikes play right there. Fever, we've been calling him out all day, and now Renegades are losing the 2v4. You managed to win this game as a 1-0 as well and just show their defensive prowess, because that's what's been the big difference for them between last split, even last season, and this split so far. Previously, they won because they were able to score so many goals, but this season their defense has been a lot better until now.
Holding on to that 1-goal lead, it's kind of like entering a fight and then holding out your jaw. You're bound to get stricken. Renegades, they will strike right here. 1-0 as we are about to enter halftime.
And just slight missed time.
He punted up so high, and that's all the danger, completely disintegrated.
Yeah, you could see he wanted something a little bit more central, and he accidentally hit it with the front of his car, which sent it back to the corner. And even though the bump came through from Kami, the ball was too far away to take the shot.
Amphis has a flip, leaves it to Tortos instead. Easy shot is saved right now, but that's not good enough, and Renegades, they fall down by 1 yet again.
And look at Fever again. Just clearing it straight into center. He was worried about the shot, jumped off the wall, and
get a bit too eager for the demos as they go hunt with 2. The dogs let loose, and it has to be in the case of Renegades. They need to score 1 more in these final 17 seconds to bring it to an overtime. Fever with an infield pass, shot coming through onto the back of the net, not even off the crossbar.
And in the last 20 seconds again. This is the danger zone against both of these teams, but it was Renegades the goal behind. They go for the infield pass as usual. And what a strike from Kami.
This has not ended just yet. That regulation time is still there. Kami, 50-50. Won't be able to continue that around the side of 1. Amphis.
Oh, and a demo.
How much he can do. That's an open net. Surely this is a goal, and indeed, Torsos steals it away, or should we say, secures it.
Oh, what a turnaround from Express. That was very hard for him to recognize with the player coming out from the corner with the ball on that left-hand side, and yet coming out of net, he turns around and he's the one who secures the goal for the team.
Another odd game, I'm going to call it, out of Renegades. They're not necessarily in the same position that we usually see them in because they're so far out.
Comfortable, confident to go into OT.
0-0 overtime. A rather uneventful game and a kickoff against Power. They will swat it out to the side. Express there. TJ under control. Pass off mid. Fever there. Won't be able to get the shot through as Power. Their defense just won't crack. Perhaps here it might just budge. CJ, that was open.
Yeah, you said the defense won't crack. Well, there was a gaping hole right in front of the net. Torsos was nowhere to be seen, and Express bumped out of the way. And Renegades, you gotta say, that came off the kickoff. They've done it to Power.
Opponent.
Well, Renegades have been able to maintain pressure for a while here. There's very low boost on anyone from Power with the demo. That could be it. A good bump and a decent shot, but it was a little slow. And Pat Torsos able to make the save.
Decent won't do it here. It needs to be perfect as this pinch perfectly into the corner. And Renegades, awkward. Fever, what are you doing now? Amphis goes low, and Renegades, they shoot themselves in the toes.
Yeah, in a low-scoring series, mistakes like that, way too costly. And once again, it's Fever This is probably the worst series I've seen from Fever.
Press, all he needs to do is drop it down, and that will happen. Not here, though. Kami, per good, right place, right time. Still power on match point.
Not only that, they're doing it cleanly. They're doing it by not letting any goals in. And a 1-0 victory.
But since you're third, man, you have to take the long way around. Pop it up. Do something that doesn't allow you to get dunked. You might not get a goal, but at least you don't concede. Now you're down by 2. Fake kickoff as well.
Yeah, they'll be happy to go for the fake kickoff. And they'll score off it too. Amphis another double. He just won't stop. Double, 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 double. And, well, Power on the precipice.
Power, they are so close to that grand final yet again, and their performance is strong. I'm going to say just purely strong, and I like that they're setting that. They don't necessarily
yeah, it goes
take
all
away the goal
way
from Renegades. Yeah. This is so dominant though. Power, 4-1 scoreline, and perhaps 4-1 in the series as well. It's awkward right now. That's all I can really say for Renegades.
You know, I saw a post on, I think it was Twitter the other day, saying that they shouldn't allow peds on camera. And I think that should be true for Torsos. Make your bloody bed, mate.
Yeah, come on. That's just rude. But unless they introduce a new game mode, I guess.
When we look at Power and their point standings as well, they were 151 points ahead of KCP in that last one, and obviously 51 points ahead of Renegades. They're looking to extend that to 101 here, Max, and it's very likely.
Yeah, it's looking very likely right now, and I am a bit in shock still with how dominant Power has been looking after that performance against the Physicists in that last game plan, but it's as if the Renegades never really bounced back. They don't have that chaotic edge anymore, and we're seeing what happens when Power is allowed to play their style throughout.
Yeah, I think both of us were in the same boat when we expected that Fever would bounce back, not that he would go further into the depths, and that even CJ, who was great in that upper bracket series, has not been a major factor.
And it's coming back again. You were kind of talking about it during the cast, and I want to re-emphasize this idea of consistency and being able to stay consistent throughout an entire split. It feels as if the Renegades are choosing today to have their off day, and the implications of that could be absolutely massive moving forward. Just like they don't seem themselves.
Right day to pick.
It feels as if the Renegades are choosing today to have their off day, and the implications of that could be absolutely massive moving forward. Just like they don't seem themselves.
Right day to pick on your off day, Championship Sunday. You know, why not have a little bit of a relaxer? But Renegades, they need to get back into it. It just does not look like the Renegades that we
I think it's
saw.
too late. I mean, it's too late to get back
Yeah.
into it at this stage, realistically. I don't see it happening. So them getting back into it, it's going to have to start, you know, in 2 weeks' time, where they're going to be feeling that pressure, I imagine, right now, because they've made both of the lands thus far. They've been the only team able to...
Those Renegades, they are in a rough position, and we're already counting them out. Can they count themselves back in? And we already say they've been knocked out at Amphis. He wants to do the final blow here. Flip reset up to the backboard as Express clanging it up the crossbar. I guess keeping the hopes at least alive-ish. Not anymore if Torso scores.
Yeah, Torso scoring. There was a Renegades member, I think it was Kami, flying past it and went too far. Expected more power out of that from Torsos. That'll be the nail biter. It looks like Power are 1 inch away. So that also means that they'll likely be on the same side of the bracket as Power as well. So it makes it harder for Renegades, but also maybe give them a chance to knock Power down.
It would make it more interesting, just like a goal landing. I'm not going to entertain the idea just yet. But Power versus Renegades, that's going to be a matchup. If they do get against each other, it's a must-win for both sides. And everybody knows Rocket League. Everybody knows in pretty much every single match. So there's only one who can win.
Well, I don't think it'll be a must-win for Power after this series. The first place and form as they head towards the grand finals.
Pioneers are going to be waiting there. Perhaps a 6th one on top. No cherry on top of this pie. My, oh my, Power. They've been so dominant throughout this series. I wonder